Yes, we're live. Finally. Back like never left, BDA. And thank you guys so much for your patience. I'm not sure what was going on with YouTube. Um, it wasn't letting the other stream, it wasn't letting the other stream start or go live. Like it was on Hangout and loading for like 15 minutes, So, anyways, man, it is what it is. What's up, guys? Hope everybody's doing okay. Uh, Pirate King Buggy. Yes, I've confirmed it is the right account. um, One Piece 804. I haven't done my review yet or my reaction, uh, if you want to call it that. I haven't done that yet because I said before that my SD card for my camera. I guess I could have done it with a webcam, but I'll do it tomorrow. And my Naruto. And I just started reading Boku no Hero Academia. So yeah, that should be hype. Um, yeah, I'm gonna do a first impression on that. But yeah, One Piece 804. You know what I just realized? I just realized I'm a lot more tired than I thought I was. I am. I mean, it's cool, but I'm a lot more tired than I thought I was. So it's all good. We're gonna get through this, right? It's One Piece, yo. So One Piece 804, man. A lot to discuss here. Um, it was a good chapter. It was a good chapter. Now, I I think that based on what we saw last week, we were expecting like some more dragon. Maybe he goes back to Sanji. Maybe he touches on some Kaido, but we didn't get that. We got um the main crew. They're arriving on Zoe, and I mean it's cool. It's cool, and I enjoyed the chapter. But as far as what I expected, I'm a little disappointed. I am. It wasn't a bad chapter, but I'm disappointed. Okay, I wanted to see what his Burge is gonna do. Is Blackbeard gonna move? What new techniques did Sabo come up with? Because we did see Sabo training, right? I was interested in that. I mean, listen, seeing Zoe and the landscape and how everything is laid out. Um, Numerous people have said this, but and I did say it in the live reaction that it gives you the Skypiea vibe, a Skypiea feel, right? And they're going to touch on the poneglyphs. There's going to be maybe a Chopper arc, and then Wano. We should transition to Wano pretty soon. I'm thinking we have a lot to go through in this arc because right now the town, the country is in shambles. You know? Did you get that? Did you get okay? The country's in shambles because we don't know yet. So there's already internal conflict, but I don't think that's because of the mink. Obviously, they've been invaded by something or someone. It could be the Straw Hats, and that all that damage is from the Straw Hats being chased. But I'm thinking the Straw Hats got on Zoe and Kaido's crew. I believe Kaido is over Zoe. I believe that's his territory. It just makes sense. 100 Beast Kaido, the zoo, Zoe, that's his territory. The Straw Hats escaped Big Mom, and then they ended up on Zoe. I'm not sure how they got up there. Ended up on Zoe, and now Kaido and these guys are chasing them, and they don't even care about the country. They're like, yo, we're just trying to protect it, whatever. So I think they're just destroying it, no question. What's up? I get buckets. Dougie McBuckets, yo. This guy is hilarious, yo. We gonna touch on that basketball a little later. Watch some preseason basketball. Gotta love it, man. Preseason basketball. So exciting. Being sarcastic, by the way. But yeah, what's up, Fifth Son to Bond? I always it's kind of a tongue twister saying that sometimes. But what's your theory, man, about Chopper? Want to hear that. But with Zoe, It's Kaido's territory. So I'm thinking that what's going to happen right now is Luffy's going to anger. Well, he's already angered Kaido. Right. Okay. So Zo means elephant in Japanese. Thank you, Master J. My bad. I can't click on that link, Buggy. Let me try to post it in my address bar and see if I can click on it. But I expect to see, listen, you know what I think? I think the reason, if it's not Kaido's guys, maybe it's Weeble. Maybe Weeble's already there because they kind of pointed out that it's 1 week later, right? So maybe Weeble is already there and he's causing problems because, I don't know, reading the manga stream translation, it's like they're calling the lesser mink. They're calling humans lesser mink. So are mink people, are they evolved humans? Are they humans or Zoan users that have been overtaken by their devil fruit? I don't know. I don't know. That was just random. Because they call them lesser minks. I don't know what that means, calling humans lesser minks. But I have an issue with this past chapter. The whole thing with Conjurer and Kinemon, I felt like that was pointless with them falling off. It felt like just a plot ploy with them, with Conjurer, with Kinemon covering Conjurer's eyes. It's like, who do you think? Blah, blah. I was like, that doesn't make any sense. That's stupid. Something is clearly falling down, and why would you do that? It's like, I just feel like it was just meant to separate them, okay? And we find out that the monkey's name is Barriette, or whatever. So that monkey, maybe that monkey is, they're saying he's the ninja Raizu, okay? And of course, we've seen Raizu for Nakama. We've seen who else? Carrot for Nakama. And I don't know. I think I'm kind of falling out of that new Straw Hat thing because Oda super trolled us in Dressrosa. Okay, the whole arc, he's building up Rebecca, giving us backstory. He's building up Kiros, giving us backstory. And at the end of the day, these guys just spend their lives together. I don't understand that. What does that mean? I agree, I get buckets. Mink men are racist. They call them lesser minks. Or maybe they're just defensive. I believe that they had to go to Zoe because of the Marines and the world government. Because we saw on Shabondi Archipelago, they were being sold as with the merman, the fishmen. Yeah, they were being sold with the fishmen. So, you know, they had to find somewhere that was their own. And where the hell that huge elephant came from, I do not know. I don't get it. All right. But they had to find their own territory. Like Fishman Island, they're in one place because they can't coexist with humans. Right? Humans, we fear what we don't understand. And, you know, we all fall into that category where if we see something and we don't understand, the instant emotion that we go through is first is like fear. It's like, what the hell is that? Like, if you see cats and dogs all the time, but if you see some shit like a possum, you're like, what the a possum? Like, why is a possum walking across the street casually at 2 p.m.? I don't get it. Big Mom gave birth to Zoe. It's funny. So aren't the humans from Skypiea? I've been seeing that theory that the humans are from Skypiea. That's why the Tenryubito, that's why they wear the spacesuits. That's kind of out there for me. I mean that in both ways. It's out there. Okay. Maybe I need to see some more to back that up. Where okay, they wear spacesuits. All right, they're just weird. I chalk it up to them being weird. So chalk is. So I get Bucket said, forget about Eno's backstory. I don't remember his. I don't remember NL. I have to read Skype here again or watch it. But reading is a lot faster. I'll probably read it. So Chopper new boost point is going to be Wizard Boost or something because he's really old because his transformation resembles human evolution. Wizard Boost. What? That's interesting. I mean, I believe he's going to get some more points. And a lot of people are saying his monster form is a forced awaken because of looking at the Impel Down Zoans and Chopper. They both had the same, I guess, how they acted. If they weren't aware of anything, they were just reacting. So those are force awakenings. Chopper and human fruit symbolizes intelligence. Yeah, the human fruit for Chopper is just it's like what's the potential of that fruit? What do you think is gonna happen as far as Chopper? And I don't want to kind of spam the awakening thing because I believe there's going to be limitations to awakening because everyone cannot have an awakening or it loses its luster. It's not going to be as impactful if everyone is just walking around with awakenings. Like it's the same with King's Hockey. If everyone's walking around with it, come on, yo. If in the new world, it makes sense because these are supposed to be the top tier guys. These are guys that survived the Grand Line. They've battled with Marines and they've made it there. So that makes sense. Can't trust those samurais. Yeah, you never know those samurais, man. The monkey ninja. They're saying it's a homage to Naruto. It's like mixing Naruto and Luffy, the monkey ninja. I guess. I think. I guess. I don't know. I guess. I have no facts to support that. It's like a monkey ninja. So, yeah. Who cares about new Nakama when we got 5,600 fleet? Yeah. You see, we have the fleet, but are they Nakama though? We can't connect with those. Okay, Bartolomeo. He should be a part of the main crew. I'm a huge fan of Hakuba. I am. But we need someone that's going to be on the crew at all times, yo. That's what I want. Says Big Mom. That was what. Chopper, human fruit intelligence is part. Yeah. Yeah. I want to see what else Chopper is going to do. Because right now, would we say Chopper as far as strength on the crew? He's in the bottom 3. Is he? Because I'm thinking he's in the bottom 3. Maybe. One Piece Nation, no, you're not late, man. This just started probably like 10 minutes ago, roughly, because of technical difficulty. So you're good. His monster form is a Bigfoot form. Oda gave it away with the scream. It's possible. It's possible. Bigfoot form. I expect awakened pirates and stronger marines. Yes. Yes. The new world, can we say it's been disappointing? I don't know. Because Dressrosa, the Straw Hat crew could not have defeated Doflamingo by themselves. They needed a lot of help. So we know that the new world is serious. And looking at the Straw Hat crew, outside of the top 3, Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji. I apologize. Can't say Sanji before Zoro. It gets people get upset because of that. Sorry. Outside of those 3, who else on the crew can you really trust? Robin has her moments. Frankie has his moments. But the other guys, they're not beating any top tiers. Right now, they're not beating anybody. Do we remember Jola like beating Brooke, Nami, Chopper by herself? And they had to trick her to beat her? And then Jola gets owned by Leo. Yeah, the Straw Hats, they need a power-up. Because they got new bounties. They need a power-up. See, a furry lady next Nakama. I don't know. Because Chopper is a mink, right? That's what he is. He is a mink. So adding another mink, I don't see it. That would make sense. I believe adding each, I guess, race, having a human on the ship, a fishman on the ship. You want to have a giant can't be on the ship, but I think that's going to symbolize, because One Piece has a lot of symbolizations and kind of references to the world, the real world that we live in, racism, as far as different things that we go through in real life. One Piece makes references towards those, and I think it's interesting because it goes deeper than a regular anime. I think that's why we kind of connect to One Piece so much, because it's more than just an anime in a lot of things. I mean, of course, the friendship thing, which is normal for a shonen, but I feel like it goes deeper. You know, um, I really don't want this weak Animal Girl to be with Luffy. I want the girls to cut. I don't know. I think if another mink, a fishman considered mink, I don't think so. No, because no, they're not. Because when we saw who was being auctioned off on that form at that auction, we saw a mink, then we saw a fishman. Those were separate, I believe. Those were separate, so I don't think they're involved. Let's see. Minks awakened Zoans. Yeah, they could be just awakened Zoans, like permanently awakened Zoans. Because I don't know. Like we have no idea what the mink could be, because Beppo is like a full bear. He's a full bear. Peckham's, he is a lion thing. That's what Peckham's is. So it's we don't know enough. There's so much we don't know of One Piece, and Oda gives us hints that he tries. He leaves a trail of breadcrumbs, and we have to try and figure it out. And it's tough. It's really tough, because it's a lot of theories out there. But I think that's a good point, Master J. Minks could be awakened Zoans, because how that chick dodged Zoro's slash, bro. I felt some type of way. I was like, why was she able to do that? Why was she able to dodge a slash from the vice captain, bro? And Zoro, his eyes, like he was ready. I mean, I don't think he wanted to kill her or anything, but he just wanted to, and she dodged it and attacked. Now, I expect next chapter for Zoro to foderize her rather quickly if she does not stand down. I think rather quickly she's going to realize the difference in their strength. Monet didn't realize that, and we know what happened to Monet. Zoro does not care if you're male or female. Have you ever seen a fierce animal and was sure it wouldn't bite? Yeah, that's Zoro. That's what Zoro does, yo. So I think, Carrot, you should stand down, because Zoro doesn't care what you are. Like, he would, he gives you some leeway at first, but when it's time to go, he's gonna chop you up. Usopp getting guns. Yes, I'm for it. Now, I see someone says he wants him to keep his slingshot, and I want him to keep his slingshot, but I also want him to get a power up, because if he gets a gun, Usopp, he would become. I think it would change our outlook and what we view Usopp as, because Usopp getting a power up to getting a gun, shooting the hockey bullets. I'm just saying. Ben Beckman, anybody? No, Usopp is Yasop. That's his ceiling right there. That's his ceiling. I don't I don't know. Usopp, we gotta temper our expectations. A lot of potential as a character, but yeah, let's not overstate how strong Usopp is. Really. He said, what if the parking bug, what if the whale tree looking thing has something to do with their appearance? You think? I don't know. It's like, why is a whale just randomly in the middle of Zoe? And we saw the water when Sanji and those guys were running away. So that whale just randomly spouts water. Just randomly. So are the mink affected by that water? Because I, maybe, I doubt it, because they had to adapt. They've had to adapt for a while. And how long can a mink live? You know, that's the question we got to ask too. Said there's been a few devil fruits that have been passed down through generations, so a species is possible but far-fetched. Huh. That's a good point. Master J202 said this: devil fruit that have been passed down through generations, so a species is possible but far-fetched. Because we've seen some mink. Have we ever seen mink that look exactly alike? Because Carrot and that chick on that had Nami's clothes, they looked alike. Because Law didn't say the mink species, he said the mink tribe. So that's a good point, where all the mink are just humans that have Zoan type devil fruits that have been passed down. And they're raised, how they're raised, right? It's just coming to me. It's all coming to me right now. Okay. It's all coming to me. Master J, thank you. You started it, and I'm gonna just run with it. Mink are a species or a tribe. That's what Law said, a tribe, not a species, where the fruit has been passed down through generations. And as they're raised, they're trained to always be in full form. So they've been in full form their whole life. They cannot revert. They've lost the ability to revert because they've been in that form their whole life. I think what Law said, them being a tribe, kind of gave it away. I think maybe Chopper, but then Chopper ate the human fruit. Ugh, that puts a wrinkle in it. Didn't think of that. I haven't thought this all the way through. Okay, I'm just throwing things out there and just and just running with it. But that makes sense, because Law said it's a tribe. It's not a species. And you see, let's see. I bet Whitebeard got something to do with Zoe. He had a whale ship, Moby Dick, and we saw a whale tree. So you believe maybe Zoe was Whitebeard's territory? Possibly. But it's a random whale, bro. Like, it's there. I don't get it. I don't get that. That means my boy Marco will make his return soon. Marco, we have to see Marco soon. Like, what if Marco comes back with this long flowing hair and just this beast scar, right? Like this beast scar, long hair. Because Marco's going to be a problem. He was fighting evenly with Kizaru 2 years ago. And they did state that Marco, other than Blackbeard, I think other than the Akagami pirates, Marco could take down Blackbeard. I believe that's what they said. So Marco is going to be a problem. So Weeble walking around thinking he's going to take down Marco. Delusional. Just really delusional. So don't forget that animal instinct is 100 times stronger than human. So Carrot stronger on attacks. I believe so. Yeah, I mean, they're going to be stronger because of instincts. But Zoro's going to foderize her next chapter. I'm calling it. He's going to foderize her next chapter. So there's a theory that Zoro's sword will eat a devil fruit. I think that may be the next power up for Zoro, because they're saying, because if Zoro's sword eats a devil fruit, immediately Zoro gets on Admiral level. Like, what if Zoro's sword gets like an electric attack? Fujitora, watch out. Zoro's coming for your neck. He wanted to tag in that time, but Luffy didn't. They didn't let him. let's say, McMahon are probably people that experimented with devil fruit making and failed and have been banished by world government in 1,000 years. That's an even better theory. They are failed smile experiments. McMahon are failed smile experiments. They ate a smile devil fruit and it gave them the devil fruit power, but they could never revert. That makes sense. We have nothing to dispute that. We saw how Momo was, and maybe that's why Doflamingo was so interested in Momonosuke, because he's like, damn, someone that ate the smile fruit can revert back. How can he do this? That's a good point. Animals don't have stronger instincts than human. All are about the same, but a human instinct is focused on more than just survival. Are they the same? I'm not an animal expert, but I would think animal instincts, or certain animals, have better instincts. Animals have to have better instincts than humans, right? Like, let's Google that. Like, do animals have better instincts than humans? I don't know, because when they say animal instinct, doesn't it mean it's better than your regular instinct? I don't know. Let's Google that. I'm Googling right now. It's saying we're less programmed. We have a few pre-programmed instincts, but everything is really pre-programmed for humans. Animal have, I guess they have the same instinct. It's confusing. Let's move on. Let's move on. It's confusing. Let's see. BDA fantasizing about Marco's long flocks of hair. Yes, I am. If Marco comes back with a Super Saiyan 3 type hair and a golden beard, Jesus. Fanboying to the max. Marco probably gets on my top 10 characters. No, he doesn't. We don't know enough about Marco. He's not that impactful of a character. He's really meh, honestly. I like his power. His design is cool, but he's kind of meh. Not much dialogue there. We just don't know enough. Like when Shanks got on that ship, he's like, guys, you got to be ready when a Yonko's coming on the ship. We don't get a lot of dialogue as far as Marco. Remember that Ace said that he made Orange Jr.'s hat from Wano, so you're probably going to get some Ace or Whitebeard flashbacks. Yo, man, I can always go for an Ace flashback, bro. I cannot get enough of Ace. One of my favorite characters, obviously. So getting that Ace flashback, bro, seeing his interactions with all these people. I want to have, what they should release is an Ace special. Before they release a Sabu special, they should release an Ace special, or they can do it after, whatever. Showing Ace's rise to the top. Showing Ace as a captain. Showing Ace once he left. That could be filler. Maybe it's coming. But the anime, that could be filler, so we can get some room between the anime and the manga so that we can get good content in the anime. Because the anime has the potential to be great. It can be so good. But the pacing kills it, bro. Jeez. Says it's called that because we humans don't want to categorize us with them. Mostly animal instinct is referred to with weather change and getting harmed. Even as humans, we fear the dark as they do. You know what, Master J? Or Max Campbell. I'm sorry. Max Campbell says, okay. Hey, man. I defer to you as far as that's concerned. Because that makes sense. That makes sense. So Zoroaster would not eat a devil fruit. If that was true, you would see more people with it. It's just government higher-ups with no one else. The thing is, why I think Zoro could possibly eat a devil fruit, because Zoro is going to be a top tier. And at this point, I mean, how is Zoro going to get powered up? I mean, we know what his eye, we don't know what his eye is. So he's going to have to get a power up eventually. So What could that be? Him eating the devil fruit is a quick power-up. Luffy getting another gear is a quick power-up. Sanji unlocking a new recipe is a quick power-up. But I think another time skip is essential. Or it's coming. Why is there no site like Kanzen Shu? What is Kanzen Shu? I don't know what Kanzen Shu is. For One Piece? Is that like a forum? Wait, don't they have Oro Jackson? Right? You ever been on that? One Piece Nation? Oro Jackson. I believe it's the same thing. Oro Jackson. Check that out. They have... It's like a One Piece forum type thing. Let's see. They can only be Fuji if Beppo joins in. Hold up. Somebody asked the whole crew plus Law could beat Fuji. Ah. That is tough. I don't know. The thing why I think they couldn't is because of their stamina. And listen, Luffy and Law went all out against Doflamingo. Okay, and they had to do everything in their power to beat Doflamingo. And listen, the rest of the crew outside of Luffy, Law, Zoro, Sanji, they're not offering much. I believe they'll be able to pull it out because Law is a great support fighter, but it's going to be tough because Fuji's gravity. Listen, other than Luffy, Law, Sanji, and Zoro, the other Straw Hats, they're getting immobilized by the gravity. They are. They're not doing anything outside of that gravity. So, you know, anyone notice Admirals are a lot weaker than pirates? But Gorosei would most likely shit on any pirate, maybe even Goldie Roger. Whoa, bold statement, Master J. Admirals are a lot weaker than pirates? I don't know. Because Akainu, he took Vista, Marco. He took on pretty much some of the strongest commanders on Whitebeard ship. And the Admiral, I think we underestimate the Admirals a little bit. We kind of look at the Admirals and we're like, yo, Admirals can't be as strong as these Yonko. But I believe that Garp is a vice admiral. And you know he's the strongest, whatever. I'm not sure if it's definitely said that he's the strongest, but he was battling on par with Roger, so we can assume that. The girls say they have to be powerful. You see the scars, and they have to be past, or at least a few of them. Like that tall blonde hair guy, like I can imagine his kicks can split continents. And that guy with the sword, he can probably cut the moon right now if he wanted to. Yeah, crazy, right? But Fujitora can summon meteorites, so it's not that far-fetched. They might have an ancient weapon under their control, which could be why even admirals fear them. Huh. I think, listen, I don't think the admirals are scared of pirates or one pirate. I don't think that's the case. I think what the admirals are scared of, if they attack a Yonko, the repercussions of that. Because if they say, okay, Akainu, no, they say Fujitora, Kizaru, we're going to send you guys to attack the red hair pirates. Okay, that throws everything in flux because at that point, other Yonkos are going to be jockeying for more territory. Maybe a Yonko takes an opportunity to attack the world government. It's like it's too risky to send these two admirals or a fleet to fight a Yonko because the Yonko, they do have allies. And based on what we've seen, a Yonko and his vice captain can fight on par with an admiral. So I'm just saying, like, you don't want, as an admiral, I mean, we saw this small fight between Akainu and Whitebeard, a sick Whitebeard, but I mean, he did take half his head off. He did. He was sick, but hey, I don't think an Admiral is stronger than a Yonko, but I don't think they're that far. I think it could come down. Like, okay, an Admiral goes against a Yonko, they're not walking out of it unscathed. But maybe, what's his face? Gosh, I forget his name. Kaido. Maybe Kaido's scar. Maybe that's from an Admiral. Honestly. Zoro was confident as F to face Fuji after witnessing Fuji destroying Luffy. Yes, Zoro is, listen, we sleep on Zoro. Well, actually we don't. Zoro's kind of overrated. But Zoro, we don't know how strong Zoro is. I don't think he's stronger than Luffy, but we kind of separate them now because of Gear 4. So Zoro has a trump card. He has it. He has it. He's just waiting for a moment to use it. Why didn't Blackbeard join Goldie Roger's ship when he's looking for the Yami Yami no Mi and join Whitebeard instead? Maybe he tried. Maybe he tried, bro. Or maybe, as I Get Bucket said, he was intimidated by Buggy. He was like, I do not want to be on the ship with that guy. I'm scared of him. I am scared of him. Because I'm sure he probably tried to get on the... But imagine, though, how hard it is to get on that ship. You have to be selected. You have to be. I think Whitebeard's ship was probably easier because Whitebeard wanted a family. So if he saw somebody's like, yo, I want to be a part of this, he's like, okay, cool, you can be a part of my family. You know, so I think that's why. Akainu didn't seem scared of the Gurusei. I think Akainu was kind of ignorant to that. Maybe Akainu doesn't even know how strong the Gurusei is. Maybe. You know what I'm saying? So maybe, but Akainu, he's kind of a hothead anyway. He is. So I think Akainu was just like, yo, I'm the fleet admiral, bro. And they kind of sunned him because they were like, yo, you're just the fleet admiral. You're just a part of the world government. A small part, if I might add. So calm down. Said MIhawk. I'm a huge fan of MIhawk stand user. What's going on? And a lot of people say MIhawk is stronger than Shanks. You know, I don't know. I don't know about that one, bro. Like MIhawk being stronger than Shanks. I don't see that. But I think at this point, I can, if somebody wants to join, I think I'm putting the link in the description box below, and we can have a discussion. We can have discussions for like another hour or so. We can do that. Like I said, I'm a lot more tired than I thought I was, but we can have a discussion. So give me a second. I'm going to put the link in the description box below. If you want to join, you can. It's cool. If you know, I'm sure there are probably people that's going to try and come in and troll and that stuff. So we just got to be aware of those guys. So give me a second. I'm putting the link in the description box. All right. The link is in the description box. If anybody wants to join, I plan on having this for about another half an hour to an hour. So, you know, you can join if you want. Can you make a hangout? A hangout? What you mean, Buggy? Like offline? Like that? Not sure. I'm still getting, you know, used to this, you know, Google Hangout thing because it's just so annoying sometimes. It really is. Yeah, I know. I'm about to get raided by the trolls, man. I am. Ugh. I hate when people do that. Like they just come in to troll. Like, I always thought about that. Like, what's your thought process? Like, once you're about to make a fake page or fake channel and like put porn on your channel and just go into somebody's stream, and I guess it's funny. I guess it's funny. Let's see. MIhawk is low Yonko level. Hold on. MIhawk can defeat an admiral. Wait. I don't know how strong MIhawk is. I don't. What's up, Stan? Hello? Am I tripping? Well, I can't hear anything. I can't hear anything. Maybe he's not on yet. But okay.
Hey.
What's up, One Piece Nation?
I would say low Yonko level, maybe.
Wait, hold on. So, okay. So we have here, MIhawk is Yonko level. I'm not sure. MIhawk being Yonko level, I think he has to be. Because he was dealing with Shanks. And Shanks is a Yonko. So we have to assume that he is a Yonko, right? I think so.
Yeah, probably.
You know, it's like he didn't even want to deal with Shanks after he lost his arm.
It's true.
So I think he has to be Yonko.
Wasn't that some like swordsman thing? Like he didn't want to like disrespect Shanks or something?
Disrespect. A lot of people say that he didn't want to do with Shanks because at that point, as a swordsman, Shanks he wasn't as powerful as a swordsman.
Yeah, true.
But I think as a pirate, Shanks didn't lose much.
True.
You know, as far as the Shichibukai, I plan on making like a top as far as the strongest Shichibukai because I don't know who is the strongest Shichibukai. I think the consensus is MIhawk, right?
Yeah.
As the strongest Shichibukai.
Well, hopefully. I mean, you never know with Weeble.
Weeble. I don't know. They're saying his strength rivals Whitebeard in his prime. So he's powerful. But were they talking about physical strength? Because otherwise he seems dense. Like he's not that smart. He's not that smart.
True.
Hey, Brago!
What's happening, bro?
What's up? What are you saying, bro? How you guys, good?
Doing good. I seen you have cloned yourself, and there are two of you right now.
Yeah,
I noticed that too.
that's weird, bro.
That's very impressive. That's very impressive.
Yo, man, the Zoe arc of OP is making me like just so hyped. Like, how do you guys like Zoe?
Zoe?
Yeah, it's fun, man.
I enjoyed Zoe. I mean, the thing is, I think a lot of people just got disappointed because of where we came from last week, or not week before last.
You can't have banger chapters. You can't have banger chapters every week, man. That's unrealistic expectations, bro. That people have sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, you know how One Piece fans are. Where
Yeah.
it's like, but then Oda kind of does this to us because he constantly teases us with these epic things, and then he never touches on it in the next chapter. Like we've seen this time and time again. Like, remember the Law Fujitora?
Yeah, I remember that.
And Dofi fight.
Yeah.
Like he gave us that, and he just went away from it, and then he came back, and the Law was like.
I'm telling you, it feels good, bro. We're fresh from Dressrosa, man. It's like something new. We're finally on something new, bro. Damn, bro. I'm just saying, man. I'm afraid, like, Dressrosa, bro, is dragged out as shit.
Yeah, it was like, what, 100 chapters?
Yeah, bro. It was good in the first 60 chapters, but then afterwards, bro, it just got enough was enough, bro. At one point, enough was enough, man.
I think, yeah, they didn't do a good job. They didn't do a good job of it because the executives turned out to be
Garbage.
lackluster.
The trash, bro. Broke works shits on them, bro. Like as villains,
Rogue
bro.
Works, you think so?
Yeah, bro. They're
I
better,
agree.
bro. They're better. Yeah,
As
they're
far
better.
as characters or strength?
Not strength, bro. Like crazy, but
Okay.
characters.
Okay.
Like as
Yeah,
villains.
character-wise, yeah.
Bro, it was hype. Like each
So,
fight in Alabasta, it was
Agree.
actually even like Nami's fight was actually pretty hype too.
Yeah. You're right. You're right. They're better because I mean we have Senior Pink. You know.
Yeah, that was a good fight. Yeah, that was a good fight, man. That was a good fight.
I didn't like Trable was terrible.
Trash, bro.
Oh my
Trash.
God, he was so bad.
He's trash.
I'm like, why did he have Trable protecting Sugar if he's that weak?
I know, bro. He's trash. Actually, yo, next week on One Piece, this Saturday, it's gonna be the Frankie and Senior Pink fight in the anime.
Yeah, that should be funny.
It's gonna be hype, bro.
That should be funny. I enjoy Frankie and Senior Pink because they're so similar in a lot of ways how they do things.
Yeah.
But as far as the Shichibukai though, who do you guys have as the strongest ones?
MIhawk.
MIhawk. I say before Dressrosa started, I
Yeah.
thought Doflamingo was the strongest. That's what I thought before. But now I don't know, bro. Dolphy's not looking too good anymore, so I have to go with my boy MIhawk.
Me.
That's my boy MIhawk.
But remember, we got Kuma. Got. How strong is Boa Hancock?
She's not the strongest. I'll say she's strong, but she's not the strongest. I think she's kind of. I think she's not the strongest.
I would put her. I would say she's stronger than Law.
Nah,
Boa?
no, I don't say that. I don't say that.
Just making her hockey experience.
Nah, hockey.
But she fought Smoker at Marineford. Like,
Yo, Smoker's a jobber. Smoker's a jobber to people. He jobs to people. If you want to see someone in One Piece, you want to show their strength, you fight Smoker.
yeah, you're right. You're right. If you just want to, just fight Smoker. If you want to look strong, just fight Smoker.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Smoker tried to go after Luffy, and Boa kind of, shoved them off pretty easily. So I think as far as the strongest, you got to say it's MIhawk right now.
Yeah, MIhawk for sure. I have a question.
Yeah.
Yo, bro, in the chapter, remember in the end of this week's OP chapter, right? And
Yeah.
the little Migman attacked Zoro. Was that like an electric shock or just?
It looked like it. It looked like
Yeah.
some. I'm not saying that she has Conqueror's hockey. I'm not saying that at all.
Yeah.
It looked like a shockwave.
Yeah, or something like that. It was cool, bro.
It was cool.
Yeah, it was good.
It was cool that she was that bold. I guess she doesn't know
Yeah.
who Zoro is yet.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? She doesn't know who Zoro is yet, so she
Yeah, I feel yeah.
she's ignorant right now. For her just attacking Zoro, I guess I give her kudos.
Yeah, give her credit, but I think give her props. Give her props.
Wait, say that again?
I give her props. I give her props for doing that.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But I feel, bro, Zoe's pacing, like chapter by chapter, I won't feel like super. Like it doesn't feel slow. It feels like the pacing of Zoe so far is pretty solid.
Yeah, it's been great. I think maybe the issues we had with Dressrosa, we're probably not gonna get those in.
Yeah, not anymore. Yeah, for sure.
I think it's gonna be smoother. It's gonna be more exciting.
Yeah,
so,
like even though like not too much happened this chapter, it was fun, bro. Like we got no ugly ass Coliseum fighters or any of that shit, bro. Freak.
Man, I'm just ready to see. I'm ready to see Marco. I'm ready to see Weeble.
Marco, man. Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm trying to see main people going. Trying to see the main guys do some stuff.
Oh, for real.
And dummy people left and right and center.
Like, hold up. In the comments, they're talking about Ace, and Magma smothering Ace as far as
elemental powers, right?
Yeah, Ace versus Akainu.
Mhm.
And remember Max Campbell, he he left a comment about it as far as Ace and
Mhm.
Akainu, as
Yeah.
far as the Ace's fire. And he said
Yeah.
that Ace's fire is orange red
Mhm.
and the hottest fire is blue fire. And he said at that point maybe the magma was hotter than Ace's fire because magma can smother fire.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. But I want to know this. Like, are they gonna do that again? Like with elements? Like,
As far as what?
yeah.
Wait, say that again? Wait, Stan? Okay, think I don't know if we lost Stan, but let's see. It
He's doing
says
interactive work. Presentation. Practicing presentation.
you say you're doing a what? Wait, hold up.
It's not, huh? It's not,
It's
huh?
in Aces Hockey. Hold up. Talking about Kuma. Aces Hockey can be entered close to the kindness. But yeah, they're talking about Sabo and him being the blue, awakening blue flames, right? So I think that's coming. That has to be coming where Sabo gets blue flames, and I think that's definitely the matchup: Sabo versus Akainu. I think so. Sabo versus Akainu, blue flames, Ace using Ace's fruit, revenge. Because Akainu at that point, he was really confident in saying that his magma is superior to fire. So Sabo versus Akainu for sure. I was thinking about awakenings and I thought about it and but I thought about it and I think that awakenings. I think we're kind of tying an awakening to um their surroundings, but I think an awakening has to do with the your will to basically unlock your fruit. So I think Luffy's fruit right now is not awakened, but it's waking up. Because I think Luffy, his gears, that's him bringing out the potential of his fruit. So I think eventually, once he unlocks all of his gears, then all the gears together, his fruit should be awakened. That's what I was thinking because I think immediately when we talk about awakenings, we think that an awakening has to affect their surroundings. But I think if we just seen one really, and there's Doflamingo with string, which makes sense for it to affect his surroundings. But what if Luffy's awakening just strictly affects him?
Have to. There's no other way.
It can be where Luffy's bouncing off of every. I don't.
That's stupid. That would be stupid.
That would be
That
so
would be
dumb. Like if
I
it's
think
like.
Luffy's awakening has to do with body manipulation. Like he could probably make like two more arms or redirect his fish anywhere he wants.
Right. Right. I
Something
think.
like that.
Yeah, I think he's gonna unlock another gear, and it was like I don't know. I googled what is a gear, and it's like a gear is one of a set of toothed wheels. So it's like Luffy unlocking these gears could be him getting to a point where he's manipulating everything in his body, and once his fruit is awakened, all these gears will be working together. So it's gonna be a combination of gear second, gear third, gear fourth, and that will be his fully awakened devil fruit.
It's pretty much body manipulation, body amplifying. He's
Right.
increasing what his body already has. That's
Exactly.
all it is. That's it.
Exactly.
But
So
in the new world, don't forget, like Oda said, in the new world, and the new world is all about hockey. So we gotta get off the gear and into a hockey for Luffy. Because everybody in the group will have hockey. That's what I think.
They have to. Like, if the whole group has to at one point get hockey. If they don't, then they're going to be at a disadvantage, a huge disadvantage as far as hockey is concerned. So, I mean, I think we see Doflamingo like changing the surroundings of, with his fruit, but I don't think he'd be able to. I think him making a clone is part of his awakening of his fruit. Birdcage is part of his awakening. Like, I don't think it's just him changing. It's like all that stuff combined is him having an awakened fruit.
And don't forget, Doflamingo is a grown-ass man. People keep forgetting that.
Exactly.
That age differentiates.
He's had his fruit for a while.
Yeah.
And Master J says, well, the second gear to now has started from his legs, and now it's in his arms. So
it's the same thing. It's just saying that he's stronger than when he used to be. Like, it's confirming that gear second is water to him now. He can do anything he wants. He can twitch his nose. He can do anything. Forget about gear second, and let's go to gear 4 and him strengthening his hockey. I think that's what Oda trying to tell us. He's trying to tell us that he's strengthening his hockey. If you see it, the hockey on his arms and legs, and with what's that dude's name? Law. He's saying he's wasting his hockey. Oda is telling us that there's limits to hockey, not just power alone. He's telling us that people have limits on hockey.
I mean, they definitely do. I mean, they do for sure, because I always wonder about that. Like, how can you run out of hockey? But then when you think about it, if you couldn't run out of hockey, why wouldn't you just walk around hockeyed up? Like, why don't you just walk around or start your fight at full body armaments? Like, why not do that if you can't run out of hockey? I think hockey is a combination of it could be your strength, but I think you definitely, I guess it's like flexing with hockey. Where it's like you only flex for so long. Like, eventually you gotta relax. So I think that could be something, to look at hockey in that way. But
can I help to destroy one misnomer that everybody awakening devil fruit is going to have something to do with environmental manipulation? That's dumb.
No.
It's not going to happen. Devil fruit, I think that's just for some Paramecia devil fruit users. It's not for everybody. You're not going to see Akainu fucking making volcanoes in the area.
No.
Yeah, it's not. It's not.
You gotta realize that that's not what it is. That's hockey.
I've been seeing some dumb stuff, man.
I mean, we've only seen one, so everyone is going to associate awakening with environmental manipulation.
We've seen two. We've seen the
Zoans, the down. Maybe they were. But I think those were forced awakenings. Maybe those were from like the Smile, where it's like they had no idea what was happening. But Max Campbell said Shanks has the strongest conquerors hockey and Fuji has the strongest observational.
We don't know that.
I think Shanks for sure, because of what he did to Whitebeard's ship.
Yeah,
and
we know that for sure. That's what we know for sure.
The thing with Fuji, I think Fuji is definitely up there. He could be number 1 or number 2, but from what I saw at Marineford with MIhawk and his observation hockey, where he sent a slash at pinpoint range to hit what, I'm like, how did you know? I think MIhawk observation hockey's up there as well, but Fuji, he can kind of see with his hockey, his observation hockey. So I think that's
To
tough.
me, for Fujitora, is it more seeing or feeling? Because if we see that when Luffy was training, Rayleigh told him to close his eyes because his eyes was already strong enough.
Yep.
So I think he's telling him to use his feeling, the second evolution of his observation hockey, because he said you got to weaken your body, weaken your senses. So I think the seeing hockey is the strongest, but the second strongest is the feeling. So I think he was feeling auras because he can't see no more. His eyes are gone.
Yeah. Yeah, Fuji may have the edge on Mihawk because he's blind, but I think there's something with Mihawk's eyes.
Yeah.
It has to be something with his eyes because how he anticipated where everyone was, where Luffy was in that whole war, it was crazy.
Yeah.
You know, I remember I talked about this before, which Mihawk's eyes was similar to Hakuba's in the anime. Like Hakuba had blue eyes, but they looked just like Mihawk's.
I forgot who it was. I think it was One World. I'm not sure who it was, but it was a dude. He made the something with hockey where it's like different types of observation where it's like you could make somebody see something. I forgot who it was. Like he was giving ideas. He made like a circle and cut it in three, and each side had another three in the middle. I forgot who it was, but it was like he was saying that if observation after like this, we seen like three types already, and then he showed like some type of shit Mihawk did when he think. He make you see something that's not really seeing. I said to myself, if Luffy could do that, oh my goodness.
Yeah, that would be unbelievable and OP for sure.
Oh my goodness.
Master J said Bartolomeo's awakening might let him bend barriers and shape them. I think he did that. Didn't he change?
He did that, yeah. He did that.
Against Hakuba and against Gladius?
Yeah, he did that. He made himself into staircase, square, and so.
Yeah, he did the staircase, and then when Hakuba was about to go into his barrier, he closed the top.
Yeah,
but I think maybe his awakening could be where, because he has to have his fingers crossed to do his barrier. Maybe it changes where he doesn't have to have his fingers crossed in a specific area or something. That could be.
Oh, don't forget, that's not completely true. He don't have to have his fingers crossed because don't forget his pistol. His pistol.
That's true. But did he have his Did he have his finger crossed though?
Nah, his fingers was in the fist like Luffy. But it wasn't actually. It was weak as fuck. But yeah, you know, it's like a comedy.
He knocked out Gladius, so.
Yeah, that was funny though, bro.
He channeled his inner Monkey D. Luffy, like Barry, no fist. What is going on here? Like that guy is the ultimate fanboy.
I don't know why he didn't join, but hopefully he does, man.
I mean, I think he's just gonna be that character that just gonna pop up sometimes and be like, Luffy, senpai, I just want to see how you guys are doing. And it's gonna be like, have you been following us?
Hopefully he don't do that shit Squirtle did. I want to know where the fuck the Squirtle's at. That's what I want to see. I want to know where he's at.
Squirtle got executed by the rest of the White Bear Parties. They kind of they got to him after the fact. That's what I'm assuming. Like after the war, it's like you dumb, you just dumb, bro. Like you let Akainu manipulate you.
Hell yeah, come on. Oh, you never know. He probably used that mind trick that I was talking about. That guy that Barrick made earlier. He probably made him see something that really wasn't there.
Ah.
That was probably. That's what I'm saying, right? Wouldn't that be crazy?
Yeah. I mean, that's true. I mean, you never know with these guys, man. This One Piece, like, these that we've seen is ridiculous. Max Cameron says, would you rather see Mihawk versus Shanks or Aokiji versus Akainu? Probably, I think I want to see Mihawk versus Shanks because we haven't seen any of Shanks at all. We haven't seen any of Shanks, so I want to see Mihawk versus Shanks. I wouldn't mind seeing Akainu versus, because what I want to see versus Akainu versus Aokiji, what I want to see is how was Aokiji able to fight Akainu equally for that long, even though he had the elemental disadvantage as far as ice and magma. Like, how was he able to do that?
Oda said the devil fruit is not as strong as physical strength. It just adds on to it. So if he got like obviously hockey, like armor hockey, you get somebody with a devil fruit, even if he's super weak, like the dude, the sand dude, what's his name, Calibu? Caleb, the dude with the sand, he had like some fucking sand Gatling gun, and he was weak as shit.
Which sand guy?
The dude in Fisherman Island.
Was it I know you're talking about. Was he I know you're talking about.
Caleb? Yeah, I think it was Calibu,
yeah.
I think his name is.
Where he was on like a cover page and he get caught by like Drake or something.
Like Luffy knocked him out. And,
yep.
The turtle dude knocked him out. It doesn't matter if you a Logia or a Tyrese. It doesn't matter what type of devil suit you have.
Hockey definitely evens the playing field. It definitely does, because look at Smoker and Virgo. Like, Smoker had a nice devil fruit, but Virgo was just so much better hockey wise. Caribou, it was Caribou. So much better hockey wise that he kind of owned Smoker. Said Oda skipped Akainu versus Aokiji. I think it's gonna come back eventually. Maybe it could be a movie that he brings. He could make a movie out of it, but it's like, I think something like that, he may want to keep that in canon and reveal that maybe when we find out more about Aokiji, we see exactly his fight with Akainu and what transpired there. Because I want to see that fight, because he lost with a leg. Akainu got messed up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely want to see that for sure, man. I do.
And can we say this? Can we actually prove that any one of them have hockey?
Can we prove that either one had hockey?
Yeah. Can we prove Akainu or the other one have hockey? Can we prove any of the animals have hockey? We've never seen anyone use it yet, have we?
Didn't Garp hit Marco out of his devil fruit, or was that just because I think we know that Garp has hockey, because Luffy said that it hurts. It's different, like your fist is different, So, but then the Admirals, so I think we can safely say that they have hockey.
But hold on, could that be hockey? But don't that fat kid, the light fruit guy, don't his son
Sentomaru
have like don't he have like a certain type of skill? You learn the six strengthening skill that the Rob Lucci had, and he could beat Luffy, but that wasn't hockey. It was the six strengthening skills. You would be able to hit a devil fruit user.
Yeah.
Can that be it? Because the Marines use that a lot. So that don't have to absolutely be hockey.
I think if you have the Admirals and they don't have hockey, that's bullshit. Because, let's say, at the end of the day, they're Admirals. Like, having the Admirals without hockey, you kind of like downplay how important hockey is if Admirals don't need hockey.
But they got the most powerful devil fruits.
But those devil fruits, we saw how devil fruits can be, kind of.
Oh, there's a weakness. Yeah, we know.
Yeah, it's like if they go against somebody like Shanks, so we assume that he doesn't have a devil fruit and he's straight hockey, they're probably getting beaten pretty easily.
But that's why the Marines learn. That's why these Marines teach all of the recruits and the headquarters Marines. They learn the six body strengthening techniques. The one Rob Lucci used. Then he said he was like one of the masters of it. So how don't we know that Akainu or the other admirals they have the same exact thing but stronger than Rabuchi. Because
The
Rabuchi don't have
Rokushiki
no
style.
haki. Yeah, the 6 body strengthening.
The tech guy. I mean, I think back then Rabuchi didn't have haki, but they stated that all vice admirals had haki. That was stated. So if vice admirals had that's like a qualifier for them to have haki, then the admirals have to have it. They have to. But they're saying in the comments that didn't Don Chinjiao say there are a lot of King Haki users in the New World. Well, he did say that there are a lot of kings. There are a lot of people out there that have that power, and he said that Luffy's is weak. He said with this, if this is all you have, then you're not going to get anywhere.
But he wasn't even fighting for real. That was so crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, I think that there are going to be some more Kings users. I think for sure Kid has it. I know probably, I don't know if Law has it, but it would make sense. He is a D. Having King's Haki. I think Zoro has King's Haki.
If
it's
Law has it, it'll be played out because it wouldn't make. Well, Law didn't sacrifice nothing. Like I can't picture Law having that power.
Law having King's Haki.
Yeah, I can't picture him having it. It wouldn't. To me, it wouldn't make sense. He hasn't sacrificed nothing to that extent.
Do you think Law is going to be a Yonko though?
He has to be. This was my theory before. I was going to put it up, but there's no point. There's a lot of theories up there. I was going to say, how do we know if Gold Roger he appointed all of the Yonkos? Couldn't that be? Couldn't that happen?
I saw it saying that they're really his guard.
Yeah, wouldn't that make sense?
Where they're just protecting Raftel. That's possible. That's possible.
Wouldn't that be fun a little bit? Make a little sense. Whitebeard had one. We don't know if Big Mom hates. We don't know if any of the Yonkos really hate Gold Roger.
Yeah, and they just protect the Pirate King. Yeah, right? Because they say Whitebeard knelt before the throne.
Yeah, wouldn't that make sense? Wouldn't that be cool?
That would be kind of dope, bro.
Yeah, man.
But oh man, I have to cut this short. I have to. Something literally just came up. I'm going to continue this tomorrow, 8 o'clock. I hope you can be there, Cornelius.
Yeah, man.
Tomorrow at 8 o'clock, we're going to continue this One Piece discussion. Sorry, I got to cut it short. So I'm going to get some topics tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Trying to start earlier so we can get some more time to talk about this stuff. So Stan, Buggy, hope to see you guys tomorrow. Max, I get buckets, all you guys in the comments. Thank you guys. I will catch you guys tomorrow at 8 o'clock. All right, bro. Peace out.